Our junior high students had been part of a restorative justice program, and it sparked this want and need to employ more restorative practices amongst the students and with the teachers and classroom behavior and school-wide behavior. But we were seeing that we weren't really equipped to do it independently. Our kids come from some pretty traumatic backgrounds, and so when they're coming in the morning, they have a lot of emotional baggage. So how are we as a school helping them deal with that baggage and ultimately learn to read, write, solve math problems? We decided that social emotional learning would give us a common language, it would put us all on the same page, and it would really be like a grounding activity for our students and teachers to kind of get their day started. With the help of Kirk from Big Shoulders, he was able to help us sit down and figure out, okay, where do we as Visitation want to see our students?
We knew that SEL had to be consistent. It can't just be a standalone one lesson. It has to be something that's, ongoing throughout the course of the school year. So, we kind of developed our own approach with a soft start and a circle time every morning where teachers spend 10 minutes talking to their students, showing a small lesson, and then having a circle discussion related to the 5 competencies. So we keep going back to each one of those competencies because we know that, just like in a workout, you can't do cardio one day and expect to be fit. It has to be something that goes throughout the course of the week and that we come back to.
Today is Wednesday and it is responsible decision making. So we have our video and then we'll have our discussion shortly after.
Kirk was able to put together a Padlet of 5 to 10 minute mini lessons and activities that teachers could pull from. This became a little less daunting for teachers because it was all right there for them, and they were able to go through the competencies with their students each day and have discussions on how they can be more self-aware, socially aware, etc.
So what is the problem that Dustin is having? I believe in the foundation, and if the foundation isn't correct, then you can't get to other things. And with math being a complicated subject, just to say math as an example, if the foundation and the social emotional piece is not there, then they can't focus on the math. So if you focus on the social emotional learning, then the students are calm, they're manageable, and then they're more open to learning complex math problems or equations or whatever the case might be. I noticed with 2 students, used to get in trouble a lot, put out the classroom, suspended, written up. I have not had to write them up. They don't get in trouble, and they're more practicing self-regulation. I noticed that they try a little harder. They really try to do self-talk and deep breaths and those exercises like that. And they tell me about it too, and that it's helped them not only at school but at home too. And their parents have come and thanked me and told me about the big change that they have seen in them.
It's helping us to control ourselves more, be more aware of ourselves, show more empathy, show more compassion. It's just helping us to learn all these skills and build up these skills inside of ourselves and everybody else.
I feel happy because I get to express my feelings. It's if you using the upstairs brain, that means that you're thinking more. And if you use your downstairs brain, that means that your actions, reflexes real quick. But if you use your upstairs brain, your actions won't come real quick. You'll think about what to do before the problem happens.
And I think it's changing my interactions with the kids too, because I kind of have to take a step back sometimes and be like, am I practicing that? Am I practicing, self-management? Because sometimes they make me mad because that's life. So am I doing those things and showing them that it's not just them who should be practicing it amongst themselves, but that I should be practicing those same things when I'm interacting with them on a daily basis too.
I think SEL is important because I guess it teaches these kids to learn, as well as adults, to learn how to handle their emotions differently, better. you know, how to channel those emotions. And I think these kids, and I think every kid in the city needs something like that. How could you do that differently? And a lot of people say, yeah, I could have done something differently. You know, I could have closed my mouth. I could have walked away. I didn't have to do that.
The biggest impact has been hearing kids wanting to be like nice to each other, and we've been highlighting our acts of compassion and trying to celebrate when students are being nice to one another. The teacher would write the student's name and grade on the paw print, and then we would stick it on the wall in the stairwell. We were able to fill our first floor stairwell up with paw prints, and we were able to celebrate that with a pizza truck, which was a complete surprise to the kids. They were so excited, and they're excited to try and fill up the second floor stairwell.
What we're doing on a daily basis is we're introducing young people to a practice of self-regulation, a practice of developing positive relationships, a practice of being aware of, you know, how I impact the community around me. So that's really what we're doing. And I think sometimes people, you know, think like, all right, I need to solve this trauma, and you don't. But you need to create an environment that's safe, an environment that's kind, compassionate, that's friendly, you know, that isn't adding to any trauma that that student might be bringing into the classroom.
My advice would simply just to do a little research. You know, if you have to take a course in it, sure. And if we're promoting SEL, then understand what it's all about. Look it up, check it out. You know, talk to your principals about getting it involved, because I think every student needs some social, emotional learning.